Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Kurt, aka the Vitruvian Gamer, and we're entering the top 50 of our top 100, my top 100. And again, those are a top 100 of the games that I already played, and top 100 at this moment in time. Things can change very quickly in this list. For example, this game here that you see on my finger here, Wingspan, probably will make it next time. At least it would have made it to this list if I had played it before I made this list. But hey, that's how the cookie crumbles. So, without further ado, well, we do have an ado. I don't know if you say it like that. But anyway, don't forget the contest. There is a video I did before this one here, announcing my contest for this top 100, where you can win a gift certificate for the webshop of Portal Games. 75 euros that you can spend on whatever you want there. How cool is that? Thanks again, Portal Games, for doing so. And don't forget the bonus question that you can find there as well. Gives you more entries. Go and check it out. So, without further ado now, really, let's get to the top 50. Well, 50 to 41. And let's start with a game that was number 55 last time. So it went up 5 spots. It is 133 on Board Game Geek, and it's a cooperative game with superheroes, which I got into when I got into this hobby as well, because it's one of my first games. I think my first year of gaming, board gaming, in the hobby, that I got this one. It was my second deck builder. Right after Dominion, but legendary, Marvel, very cool game, especially the theme, of course. You're playing with superheroes trying to defeat a villain who has a scheme, which it's all random, or you can choose, and in a deck building way, you're trying to defeat whatever has to be defeated, while you're fighting all these guys in the streets, in the sewers. And this is not really a co-op game, although you're working together to fight the enemies. For each defeated enemy, you get that card, and it gives you points at the end of the game. At the end of the game, the player with the most points wins. And that's why this is not higher on the list, because if you play it completely cooperative, I like it more, but there are some cards that don't work, because they have something to do with messing a little bit with your opponents or with your teammates. I'm not sure how to say it, and so that's something that bothers me a little bit with this game. That's the only thing. The theme is great, the mechanics are cool. Legendary Marvel, my number 50. And then we go to number 49, which is a game that I do not have. I've played it quite a bit though, on occasions. I borrowed it from my club. I played it at conventions, and I really like it. I'm not sure why I still didn't buy it. And that's Dream Home. In this game, you are building your dream home. You have your house board in front of you, and each round you're drafting a combination of cards that give you a room or a piece of a room, because some rooms want to be bigger. It scores you more points. You can put stuff in your rooms, which give you bonus points. You have a set collection thingy going on with the roofs that you can get, and you have some cards that give you special abilities. Very simple game. This is very family friendly. It looks cute, very colorful, beautiful artwork. Very fun game, really. One of, I think, is up high there now with my gateway games. That's Dream Home. It is 791 on Board Game Geek. My number 48 is probably one of the highest regarded abstract games that came out in the past 2 years. It's also new to my list. It's number 37 on Board Game Geek. So this game is immensely popular. And it is about, placing tiles, but real tiles against the wall, I think, because this is called Azul. In Azul, you are drafting these cool, chunky tiles, and you're placing them on your board in such a way that you fill rows. If you fill a row at the end of the round, you can put one of them on the correct spot next to it, and you're trying to make columns and lines and connections to other tiles, scoring you points. You can mess with your opponents as well, because each tile that you have too much, you have to put it in this penalty row, which gives you negative points at the end of each round. Very cool. Well, I am really not an abstract player. I really am not. But this one does it really good. Maybe not simple enough to be a gateway game, but very much a next step game. Very cool one. Azul, my number 48. It's high for an abstract, really high. My number 47 was number 77 last time. And I have no idea how it got 30 places higher. It's 283 on Board Game Geek. Apparently I still like it quite a bit. And it is a game by Matt Leacock, cooperative game where you, you crashed into the desert and you're looking for these pieces of this flying ship. You have to find all pieces and then, well, get to the right tile to escape the desert. It is the Forbidden Desert, the Vergeten Stad in Dutch. Very cool. The mechanic is that you have all these places in a grid, and each round you draw a card and there is a storm, there is sand coming on tiles, and so you have to dig your way through it to get through other places to reveal stuff that's underneath those tiles, and while not dying of thirst, because there's not that much water in here. Very cool game. I really like it. This is a gateway game for sure. Forbidden Desert, my number 47. Number 46 is 128 on Board Game Geek. Wasn't on the list last time, and I don't have this one. I'm not sure why. I think it's I backed Role Player before I played this one, and they do a little bit of the same. It's dice drafting, but I'm talking about Sagrada. In Sagrada, you're trying to make your own glass-stained window with dice, colored dice, very beautiful, and with the numbers, depending on what you need on your player board. You're drafting dice, placing them on the correct spots, with some rules, of course, and trying to score points. There are some goal cards as well that make you want to go in a certain direction of placing your dice. Very beautiful looking game, fun. It's a very nice dice drafting placement set collection-ish game. I really like it. It's my number 46, but I still don't have it in my collection. You cannot have them all, folks. You cannot have them all. Anyway, last time, 46, was Adrenaline, which I don't have either. I played it at the club, I think twice. I really liked it at that time. I probably still do. Haven't played it since. It's probably a game that I won't be able to play with my friends a lot. So that's why it's not on the list anymore. So Adrenaline is out there. Next, I'm sorry. Next is number 45. It's also pretty new, 2018 game. It's also already 235 on Board Game Geek, which is really high for being released not that long ago. And it is one of the most gorgeous board games out there, or released recently. And I'm talking about Everdell. Now this is a sleeve. This is the collector's edition. Let me show you how the box normally looks like this, and look at the artwork already on the cover. The complete game is with this great artwork. Now also on the table you will have this large, you can see it there, a large cardboard tree, which is absolutely unnecessary, really, to play the game. It might even stand in your way, so you can play without it if you want, but it gives table presence, that's for sure. And in this game you are building your town of creatures in the forest, and you do that by worker placement, resource management, engine building with the cards. You want to have cards that synergize well. You have some bonus cards that you can try to achieve scoring your points. And yeah, the way it looks, it looks so beautiful. It has very simple mechanics that aren't new, aren't innovative at all, but the combination of everything, the complete package, is so wonderful that Everdell is my number 45. And then we go to number 44, and we're back with Stefan Feld. Now, at the time that I researched this, it was number 1034 on Board Game Geek, so it is not that highly regarded. And that's a problem with Stefan Feld. People mostly like Stefan Feld for its heavy games. They have to be crunchy. There has to be a lot to it. This one has a lot to it, but it's not that crunchy. And I'm talking about Merlin. In this game, you are trying to build your kingdom by going around this cool looking board, this with a round table. You go around. You have dice, and those dice, it's actually a roll and move game, which was mind-blowing because that was something that you don't do that. Roll and move, that's not done anymore. Stefan Feld thought, I can do it. So you have dice at the beginning of the round, you roll them all, and you can use them to move that many spots clockwise around the rondel that's there. If you end on a place, you activate it, doing all kinds of things that can score you points, of course. And you have also one white die, which is the Merlin die. That one is £1, that's for everyone, but you can move it either direction that you want. You can get flags that make you break the rules of movement, or can give you stuff that you need. You have this small board with estates that you want to have. A lot going on still. It looks light, it feels light, but there's a lot of things going on there, and I really like this one, Merlin. That's also why, unplayed, because it's still in shrink, I bought the expansion, the Archer expansion. Still have to try that one out. So, up to number 43. And I told you in the contest announcement, I told you before I started doing the top 100. Some games are together as one entry. There we are. This is the case. Last year it was my number 18. It dropped 25 spots. It is number 75 and number 2 on Board Game Geek when I researched this, and I'm talking about Pandemic and his legacy brother. Oh, let me take it, and I'm just going to take the box. Pandemic Legacy. Now, why did it drop? It's a hard one to tell. So, I still think these cooperative games, Pandemic, the system is awesome. That's also why I like Forbidden Desert, that was earlier on this list here. It's just the way the game evolves and the way you're working together to solve the problem. I really like it in just the base game and in the Legacy game. Now, why did it drop? Legacy game, we haven't finished it yet, and I was blown away at first, and I'm still am, but also Legacy. This is the only Legacy I've played so far, but this one I think we're in September, so we played 12 months. I think we're in September, and this game gets on my nerves. I'm getting stressed out by it because I'm scared, and it sounds stupid, but I'm scared to mess it up and making the game harder. So it's just, and it's silly, but it is what it is, and we really should continue this playthrough and finish the game, but somehow I don't bring this to my friends anymore because I know I'm going to have an evening of fun, but also of stress. Very strange thing. That's Pandemic and Pandemic Legacy, my number 43. And then we have number 42, which was 25 last year. It dropped a little bit. It's a small little solo game. You can play it with 2 players, but most of the people play this solo. It got mostly replaced by the app that has been released, which is a very a very good implementation of it, and I'm talking about Onirim, which is 494 on Board Game Geek. This is a strange artwork, and you're trying to escape this bad dream world somehow by finding finding these doors and the keys to the doors, and you need 2 of each color with a total of 8 doors. It is extremely easy to play, very fast. You can play a couple of games in a very short time if you are bored and you have some time to pass. Onirim is a very good one, but as I said, the app does it very well too. I did a playthrough once in a very long past. If you want to check it out, Onirim, my number 42. And then we go to number 41, which is the highest rated game that I do not own. It was number 15 last time, so it dropped 26 spots. It's number 27 on Board Game Geek, so people love this game. And I'm talking about Blood Rage. Now, why don't I have this game? Oh, I'm so sorry. Why don't I have this game? Because I also played it 2 players, and I didn't think that was the best thing. And for me, 2-player variants or 2-player option for a game is quite important, because that's the way I play the most. But with 3 or 4 players, this game is very good. Very cool game, which uses drafting. So at the beginning of a round, you draft your cards. Those are the cards that you can use in that round, making you stronger, giving you monsters that you can use, moving your units, gaining control over territory, maybe getting points for getting your guys killed. Oh, so good, so good. It is really cool. The miniatures, of course, are awesome. Yeah, I really like this game. And I normally don't like this type of games. So Blood Rage does something really good to be on the list. Don't have it, but I really like it. That's my number 41. And that ends this part of the list. Alright, we have begun our top 50. Don't forget about the contest, folks. If you want to know what to do, go check out the video where I announce the contest, where I explain the rules. Send your answers to that contest to the vitruviangamer@gmail.com, not just vitruviangamer@gmail.com, and may the best or the most lucky person win. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching this part of my top 100. Next time we are going into the top 40. Very exciting. Great games still coming up. I hope you will be here to join us again. And well, let me know about what you think about the games that I told you in this part. Maybe I'm crazy about leaving them in the list. Maybe I'm crazy. That's only top 50. Well, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time. 40 more to go, folks. Bye bye.